I'm so happy to be back in the kitchen. We recently painted everything, and so we've been out of this kitchen for at least over 10 days. So it feels really good to be back in and to be able to do one of these live videos. It's great for me because it's obviously kind of a challenge to put myself in front of a camera with all the things and go live, but I'm going to do it. And I wanted to do this peach crumble today because it's such an easy dessert to make. It's 6 ingredients, I think 7 ingredients. I make mine gluten free, so I just use cup for cup gluten free flour and then liquid gluten free oats if you are gluten free. And then we have brown sugar, eggs, butter, and our peaches, and then some flaky sea salt to kind of finish it off. I'm going to make this as simple as possible. This is the dish I've been making all summer. We've had a ton of friends over. I'll swap out peaches for blueberries or a different fruit. Doesn't really matter what you use fruit wise, just make sure it's in season and it's just really ripe and ready to be eaten. So my oven is set at 350 degrees and I have about 8 peaches, but I'll use sometimes between 8 to 12 peaches for this dish. And then I'm using a 9 by 13 inch pan to bake it in. And it's going to bake in the oven at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. So all you're going to do, so simple, is you're going to take your peaches, you're going to slice them up. And it honestly doesn't matter how you slice them. You can do thin little slices. See how pretty these peaches are. You could do chunks. I'm just going to slice them, just do like little thin slices. And I'm not even gonna have another bowl for them. I'm just gonna put them straight into my pan here. And that's it. So I'm not gonna add lemon to this or the flour or extra brown sugar or anything. Again, we're just gonna keep it as simple as possible. So just cut your peaches, all of them. I should have pre-cut a bunch of these. This would have been shorter actually, but you're just cutting them and then we'll make our crumble for the top. And the crumble is definitely the best part. And I go a bit more generous always with it because I feel like sometimes people make a crumble and there's just not enough of it. And or there's like more fruit to crumble ratio, but I like more crumble to fruit ratio. So I'm just gonna chop these and I'm just like throwing them in here. So again, super simple. When it's summertime and it's hot out, it's like the last thing you want to do is be in the kitchen longer than you need to be. So everything I've been making this summer has just been kind of easy, like on the grill, um, and just easy, quick desserts. So nothing too fancy over here. My boys are currently gone. They are doing junior lifeguards in the summer, which has been so fun. And my oldest son is in Australia right now with family, getting that experience, which is so cool. They live on a farm and they have cows actually. And the day he landed, they had just butchered 2 cows, which sounds really sad. And they packed up all the meat and he had to get straight to work with them and pack up the meat, um, which I'm sure was quite an experience. So, okay, I'm almost done chopping my peaches. Okay, let's do the middle part because this is the part that I want you to do and realize how simple it is. Cutting peaches are easy. Baking in the oven at 350 for 30 minutes, simple. So we're gonna take our gluten-free oats and I'm gonna do 3 cups of oats. And then it's 1 cup of my gluten-free flour. And obviously, if you're not gluten-free, just do it all for regular flour, regular oats. Uh, so 1 cup of my flour. And then I'm going to do 1 cup of brown sugar. And then I will take my fork I have right here and I'm just going to mix it all together. and just get it all really well incorporated before I add my eggs and my butter. And for the butter part, I recommend removing your rings if you're wearing any and use your hands to mix it all and get it all well incorporated. So now we're just going to take the same measuring cup we used for the flour and the brown sugar, and we're going to crack 2 eggs into here, and we're just going to whisk it before we add it to the dry ingredients. So just taking it, just trying to keep as many dishes minimal as possible. Again, simplicity is key when it's summertime. So just gonna pour the eggs into there and mix it around with your fork to get it all in there. And then I pre-melted my butter. I just put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. If you don't use a microwave, just heat it on the stove top. It doesn't have to be completely melted. You just want it to be soft. So you can see here, it's like pretty soft. So I'm gonna add a cup of butter. And this is the fun part. And this is the part where if you have younger kids, invite them in to this part. Have them, I mean, you can have them help you measure and pour stuff, but this part's really fun. I'm gonna take off my ring and you're just gonna use your hand and start mixing it all together until you get really nice big crumbles of your brown sugar and your oats and your flour. And you're gonna put all of that on top of your peaches. So honestly, it couldn't get any simpler. I think once you have the ingredients, once you have the brown sugar, the oats, the flour, then you can just remake this dessert all summer long because it doesn't use a lot of each one. And everyone, I promise, will love it and be so happy. I have 3 doodles here with me right now and must have moved the mailman because now they're going freaking out. Okay, so this is the consistency you want. It's just like nice and thick and crumbly. And you're just gonna put that on top of your peaches, bake it in the oven for 30 minutes, 350 degrees. If you want the full recipe, just send me a message and I'll send it to you. I'll also have it on my Instagram that you can just see here. So we're just taking this and you're just putting it right on top, all over. But I'm gonna add more peaches. I'm just gonna do that because that's boring. But that's it. Super simple, so easy. I feel like that was 5 minutes of prep time. I hope you make this dessert and I hope you bring it to your next barbecue or your next dinner you're hosting. Make it or have your friends make it with you. So fun. Okay, bye.